We're back after this brief commercial. I don't remember what they say. I forget.
I was going to do a commercial, but
yeah.
That's okay. Okay, part 2.
Woo.
Whoa. I talk with my hands too much, don't I, Vera?
That's okay. That's the way you talk.
Yeah, I know. It's like if I hold my hands down, I can't think of what I'm going to say.
Really?
No. Okay. All right. So we have a question that came in, and I am just.
Well, we have a
go
couple,
ahead
but
and
they
read
go
it.
together, kind of.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Chanel.
Let's see. Nick B is asking. A question I have is, do we have to constantly live in a state of fear of whether or not we are breaking the rules or rocking the boat, so to speak? I grew up underprivileged, stealing and doing petty crimes here and there, but I don't feel like I was ever necessarily in the wrong. For supporting myself this whole life feels like a learning experience.
Okay.
Okay. Roxanne's
Yay,
back.
everybody's back.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. It's new.
Yeah.
It's our Yeti. It's supposed to make you guys be able to hear us better. Because Chrissy talks so soft. Okay. So, how do you want to answer them?
Well, okay. Let me look over that question again. So, the things that I was thinking about that is, we all chart to have a range of experiences. Sometimes we'll chart to be very poor, and sometimes we do go through situations where we might find ourselves needing to do what we can, whatever it takes to, like, say there was a gentleman and he had stolen, I think it was some baby food or some food or something, and when the caught him, he felt sorry for him because this father, he was down and out. He had no money. He had children that were starving.
Hungry, yeah.
And this police officer bought the food and the diapers or whatever it was, and he didn't charge him. But so I understand, sometimes
Certain
we
situations,
find ourselves in these situations, but
it's so unique to what the person charts, though. That's what's so exciting about past lives, current life, doing hypnosis, all this stuff. Because everybody's so different and everybody's experiences is so different. So it's never boring.
Right. Exactly. And it depends on, obviously it depends on what the crimes are, right?
And it's intent. Intent.
Because one of the things that the other side has always said is that we can't judge the soul. I mean, we can judge actions, right? But we can't judge the soul because we don't know everything that's going on. Exactly what you just said. We don't know what the intent is. But
well, just like people with George Floyd, they might say, well, he's been in prison for armed robbery. But you don't know the circumstances. You don't know what led him there. You don't know that if it was false charge. You don't know.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that he's a bad person. He might have done a bad thing or made a bad choice.
Right.
But he paid for that.
And that's the thing.
That's the intent. That's like you're trying to rectify. Now, if you're trying to justify, that's different. He's trying to, some people want to rectify what they've done. Right. Instead of justify, well, I'm justified in stealing that necklace from you because I feel I deserve it. It just depends,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because so many of us have gone through situations where, especially like as teenagers, like I don't know about you, but when I was a teenager, I was doing all kinds of things that teenagers
do
that I know liked to do. Like, not that we condone drinking alcohol as teenagers, but all kinds of things. And then I would get myself into situations. Now, people on the outside might look at any one of these situations and go, well, that's a bad person, or how could you do that, or whatever. But it's just, sometimes we are trying to find ourselves. Sometimes we're trying to drown our pain and run away from home, but not leaving home through escaping through things like that. I mean, so it's not always necessarily that it's that we're a bad person.
You know what's so
per se.
interesting? I just picked up a past life on him.
On who?
Who is it? Nick?
Oh, Nick B.
Yeah, Nick B.
Because I think he
So
was
interesting.
he was asking too about a past
Yeah,
life.
because he was like a merchant. You know, in the old days, like it was probably like in the 1800s, but it was New York City, and they had outdoor market where you had all your fruit and all that. Well, he owned one of those stores that you can, look at the fruit and put it in your bag, and then you go pay for it. But it's outside. And Nick, you knew that some people were stealing, but you didn't do anything because you knew they were starving, and you were doing okay. So it's like it's on. You would say it's on them.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually, one guy came back to you after, I think he had been stealing for like a month or a long period of time, but he finally found a job, and he went to pay.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
that's rectifying, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But you're the one that did that, Nick.
That is so neat.
Yeah. So there you go. So you see both sides of it.
That is really cool.
So now in this life, you were put in you put yourself when you charted this situation,
Right.
and that's how it worked out.
That
So we'll
is
see
so
what happens later. Let us
interesting.
know.
Charting the other side of it.
Yeah, trying to learn all aspects of it.
Right.
But
That's really
it
cool.
was like, I love his attitude. It was like, hey, I have enough food.
That's super
I'm making
neat.
it my kid, but he wasn't rich because he let people take his stuff.
Oh.
But he was able to put food on the table. He paid his bills. It's like that's all he needed.
See,
And if he could help, if somebody was hungry, well,
that's awesome because in some places in the world, if you stole something from a marketplace, they would chop off your hand.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
They're still doing it.
So it's refreshing to hear about this other person, Nick, in this past life, being so kind. Really, wow.
As long as he had enough, his family had enough. Hey,
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and it's all a learning experience and what we want to do with it.
Exactly.
We can, that's where we have lateral movement. How do we want to experience what we have set? That outline is set in stone. But how we want to experience that outline is up to us.
And that goes right into our topic for today, which is
Thank you, Chrissy.
choice. Nice segue. Cue the segue. Choice versus chart.
Very neat.
Okay. So,
Crockpot.
David's question, basically, to
David.
begin this whole conversation about our life chart, because we believe that before we come into life, we write out our life chart and we have experiences.
And we have choices.
But there is a question that comes up a lot. It's like, okay.
Well, let's give them how this came about.
Okay, you go.
Okay. Because when we did the last week's tarot card pull, it was the Two of Swords. And David was asking questions, and valid questions, about, well, why do we have to put one sword down? What if we make the wrong choice? There's all these questions. So that's why we decided this would be a perfect segue into answering all these questions. Because really what the Two of Swords is trying to teach you is that make a choice. Any choice would be the right choice, even if we say it's the wrong choice, because it's more challenging, but then you learn a lot more. But when you go on this different path and you decide you don't need to learn the hard way, there's more rapid growth because you didn't have to wait all this time. But you still get the growth. Either way, it's either learn it the hard way or rapid growth. It
Right.
depends on what kind of person you are that needs different ways of doing it. You don't learn the same way I do. Roxanne doesn't learn the same way Neat does. So that's why it's also unique. So one of his questions, he's so cute. David, sometimes I just want to pinch your cheeks.
Come here, David.
So the first question he had, and you guys probably saw it, right? So you're making a blind choice and have to live with it. And I'm saying, no. Sometimes we make the wrong choice, in the quotation marks wrong, to get to the right place. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, because there's more lessons, but then it still takes us where we're supposed to go. So then he said, how do you know which sword to pick? And the point of the whole card in the spread is to make a choice, movement, make a choice. It doesn't matter which one it is. They're equally the same experience, but it's, which one and you just have to, okay, this is another thing I told him. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I put any choice you make is the right choice. The point is to make a decision. And then the energy of moving is never wrong. Only we worry about wrong, but those lessons help us learn more. Where'd you go, David?
Sure.
Oh, here's more.
Because a lot of times I'll let you go first.
And then he said, and I go, well, what do you mean by blind choice? Like he's saying you have to just pick one and you don't know which one you're picking. No, you do. It's just the choice that you're making and which one to go.
It's scary when you don't know where it's leading to.
So David wrote, what do you mean blind choice? The point is you have to put one sword down, which makes one feel vulnerable. Oh, that's me. Sorry. What do you mean a blind choice? That was the first question. This is me answering. The point is to have one sword down, which makes one feel vulnerable to a point, right? It's our vulnerability, but we still have to do it to get that blindfold off, right?
Oh.
So, but to pull the blindfold off, we get to see our next adventure. One must make the choice to put one sword down or you will be stuck and not experience all you charted to do in this life. It's your path, your choice. So then he wrote, blindfolded with two swords and you pick one, you're picking the one to keep, but you're blindfolded to its abilities until you take the blindfold off. What if we charted both swords and then trying to pick them up, pick between them? Perhaps one sword is a long sword and the other one is a dagger. How do you pick? I love David. And I go, David, so you don't think that you can put one sword down and then after you take your blindfold off, you can pick it back up again? I mean, of course you can. And then I said, we coulda, shoulda, we can, shoulda, coulda all night. Let's make a decision is the point. Move, action. And that's the key.
Oh, I love your quote.
Yeah.
Do you have your quote in there?
I don't know, do I?
Well, I wrote it down.
Oh, yeah. And then I said, David, I'm teaching you how to pick. You can also analyze to immobilization. And then, of course, he's saying he's just trying to understand it. I get that. And I love questions because everybody else has questions that they haven't asked, right?
Exactly.
So then David asked, is it possible to go off-roading when you leave your chart? And I said, yes, in a way, but it's not off-roading. It's called a desert period. Yeah. And that's when you feel stuck. Nothing is moving.
Nothing works out when you're in a desert period because I'll let you finish first.
No, that's good. That's all I said.
I just wanted to share because this topic just brings up a desert period that I had in my life when I moved to Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And everything was going to a bad place. I went down there, I was trying to get modeling going. And I was not meant to be there. It kept going to a bad wall. Every opportunity was an opportunity that I definitely did not want to be in. It's not a good business. I mean, it's a good business, but I was seeing the underbelly of the business. Yeah. Let's put it that way. So Angus was saying I was in a desert period down there. So sometimes when you're in a desert period, mm-hmm. That's what Vera's explaining. When you go off your chart, it's not where you're meant to go, and you're gonna. It's not gonna work out. It's gonna eventually.
Really, it's trying to hold on to you to say, okay, think. Come on.
Yeah.
Where are you supposed to go?
That's
Come
exactly
on.
right.
And it goes along with my tarot card of the week.
Yes.
The Tower.
Yes.
Because if you don't move, guess what? The universe goes, bam! Okay, move.
Yeah.
I want you over there, even though you could have gone over here. But you needed to learn, so I'm making you go all the way over here, so you have to get all the way over there.
Mm-hmm. So
it's not pleasant.
And you'll see her tarot card. It's going to come out in 2 days.
That's right.
It's going to come out.
I thought they already saw it. I'm so sorry.
Well, they just unheard it, so they don't know.
Okay.
But yeah. So Angus was saying that you can resist. Mm-hmm. Like we had a friend asking a question about her. Where she's going, what she's meant to be doing, and she was saying that's not what she wanted to do, and he was saying, well, you can resist, but you know what you're meant to be doing, and that's why your guides are telling you this, and it could just take you longer, but you're eventually going to end up there because that's what you wanted to do in this life. Exactly. So another example of going off road that is, I thought, a really good example is sometimes, I wouldn't say it's off-road, but it can be relationships, because sometimes a lot of relationships are lessons. Maybe they are for me because that's my option line. But
lessons? It's everybody's option
relationships.
line.
Relationships is my option line, like romantic partners. And so,
no, you're not.
And so,
no, I'm talking it. Sorry, neat.
A lot of these romantic partners for me were from past lives to overcome and find my empowerment. But it's not necessarily going off my chart. It might just take me longer to learn the lesson. The longer I stay with the person.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm still going to be over here doing Soul's Enlightenment, but it might have taken me, it could take me 10 years from now if I would have said, oh, Vera, I met this great guy, but we're going to go off traveling around.
And I'll be back in 10 years.
But anyway, it's just an example of how we can take detours, but that's not going to work out. And then I'm going to end up over here back in Soul's Enlightenment with Vera and I doing our thing. See what I mean? So it's kind of like a detour.
Yeah.
Could have been or whatever.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. And, Lori said her son spent money to have her color her hair. Isn't that sweet?
Oh, that's nice.
I have an appointment. June 12th.
Couple weeks away.
I know. I still am deciding. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Some days I look at my hair and I go, oh my God, I love it. And then other days I'm going, oh my God.
Well,
so we'll see. We shall see. After June 12th, you'll know.
And also, I just wanted to share, because you already... I think you're finished with that topic.
Yes.
Okay. But I really, really love your quote that you told David. Did you already say the quote?
Yeah.
You did? You said,
didn't hear me say it?
To mobilization?
Yes, I said it right after you said it.
Okay. Good.
But you can say it again.
I just thought that was really good, because sometimes when we're afraid to make a choice, we can become immobilized with fear. And just make a decision. No matter what, you're going to be fulfilling your chart. Did I miss anything?
I have finances as my option line. Go figure. You guys, you want to know something?
What?
Okay, get this. Remember I told you they turned off my cable?
Yes.
Okay, they turned off my cable because they said, it all started with that damn data. And I didn't know what data they were talking about.
It's this data.
And it kept going higher and higher, and I keep paying it. I'm going like, what the heck?
You're right.
Till finally I couldn't. And then, guess I went to pay what I thought would be, and I've already given them like a lot of money to get all that data off. But then I got in the mail, I paid what I thought was my bill for last month. For May. And I know June's coming up, so I thought I better hurry up and get that, even though it was a week before. It's saying now that I don't owe in June. That it's paid.
Really?
So what the heck?
But you don't have to pay, so you paid more.
I thought I was going to have to pay what I just paid for May, and then still have to pay again in June. No, I paid for June, and I'm paid.
Okay.
How the hell?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Wow.
Me too. Don't you notice that your hair feels so much better and it's healthier? And more stuff is coming out. Well,
that's
it's white
sweet.
though. What?
Roxanne, say that you look like you're glowing with your
Oh,
white hair.
thank you.
I think so too. Oh, yes, Gersharon. Family is definitely an option line.
Yes.
So we're going to tell you, okay, there's family, finances, relationships, health. What else, Vera?
Roxanne.
Health, finances, relationships, family, career. 5. Is there another one that I'm missing?
I can't.
Finances,
I don't remember.
Finances. What did I miss?
I don't. Well, Roxanne is saying if she goes all white, glowing, and then she goes, it's because you threw all those books.
So actually, I believe you can only have.
Well, more often than not, people only have one because it's hard enough. One is like, no.
And that's where
it may feel like that, Gersharon, because what you're going through, but it's not. That's not it.
Yeah, I understand. Because sometimes I'm like, I feel like, okay, it's
yours
not.
Yours is fam. Didn't I say family? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, you're saying exactly what she was feeling.
Oh,
So
okay.
it is family.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's it. But yeah, so we have one option line, and when we have, maybe we should do a different video on option lines.
Yeah.
We could talk about that.
It was so cute because David goes, after we did all that talking and chatting back and forth, and he goes, might make a good YouTube show.
And it did.
And it did.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of your questions. Thank you for joining us. We love it. And being a part of our fabulous
Soul Tribe. Oh.
We love you all. Anything else, Vera?
Not that I can think of. We just want you guys to have a fabulous week. And on our podcast, we'll tell you like what the planets are doing for next week.
And we're still going to see him tomorrow for our live show.
And our live show.
All right. See you
They're
tomorrow.
They're going to get sick of us.
Never.
Yes,
Anything
it's
else?
very tough. Very, very tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a great day. Can you imagine, you guys? It was 109 yesterday. And it's like 89 today.
Seriously.
And it's cool. And muggy.
Yeah.
Ciao, Bella.
Yeah. Yeah.